Hello everyone and welcome back to another discussion type video. I was in the mood for one, so I thought, why not? Recently I've been talking to people about Pyra and Mithra. Shocker, I know. Some prefer playing slower characters and Pyra fits like a glove. Hey, that's me! And others enjoy fast characters, so Mithra is right up their alley. It's interesting to me how people will struggle with either Pyra or Mithra depending on their preferences. And that's perhaps one of the difficulty points of Aegis that isn't talked about much. Pokemon Trainer is in a similar boat where you have to learn 3 separate characters when perhaps only 1 or 2 of them feel intuitive or fun to you. And it's more difficult than usual if what you're trying to learn doesn't make sense or click. Or if you don't enjoy what you're doing. With Pyra and Mithra, their movesets are at least very similar, so you don't have to spend a lot of time getting used to a bunch of new moves. It's their stats and physics that makes it difficult, because man are they very different. Long intro aside, I just wanted an excuse to talk about this topic as I feel like it's not super discussed by anybody at the moment. Unfortunately, I can only really talk about my own experience learning Pyra first and Mithra second. I know that for most people it's the other way around, and honestly it makes more sense. Playing Rushdown comes naturally to a lot of people. Not for me though, oh no. To say I was excited for Pyra Mithra to get into Smash is an understatement. However, I was significantly more excited for Pyra. Like, sure, she's one of my favorite characters in fiction, but looking at her gameplay, I could tell she was my kind of character. If you're not aware, I have a history of playing slower sword characters. Ike, Shulk, Corrin, Viola, etc. I like playing the game at a slower pace and forcing the opponent to play at said pace. Also, being able to blow up the opponent when doing a hard read is very important. Please understand, it's a lifestyle. Anyway, my point is, I ended up playing just Pyra for the first couple of months. Maybe more. No, I'm not kidding. She clicked immediately and I was having the time of my life. Nothing beats playing your favorite characters in Smash and you really like how they play. She really had everything I ever wanted in a character from a gameplay perspective. And then there's Mithra. I'll try my best to explain, because saying Mithra isn't fun to play feels like a reason to be burned at the stake. I just want to make it clear, I do not enjoy Rushdown characters, and I still don't. Which was the biggest reason why Mithra didn't click until like a year or 2 down the line. At the time I didn't know what to do with her, and honestly she's just too fast for a boomer like me to handle. I would consistently run into attacks, misspace my attacks, overshoot, and so on. It was incredibly frustrating. I didn't feel like I had any control, and that's not a feeling you want to have while playing fighting games especially. Switching from Pyra to Mithra was like whiplash, going from full control to no control at all. And if I were to main this character, I needed to learn Mithra properly. But I had no idea how to proceed outside of just playing her. Which made things just worse, as practice without any goal is not fantastic. So I had to learn how to play Rushdown, or at least something adjacent to it. Part of why approaching with Mithra feels so off is because majority of her attacks are unsafe on shield. Even when you space things properly, you're likely gonna get hit for it. I feel like nobody talks about this and acts as if Mithra is unpunishable on shield. You can punish her, you know. Pyra, on the other hand, has a host of moves you can use on shield and you'll be fine provided you play things right. What do I do if I can't just run forward and hit buttons? That's what Rushdown characters do, right? If it wasn't already clear, I felt very lost with Mithra. My experience playing slow swordies has always been about walling people out with big hitboxes, bait and punishing, and whiff punishing attacks. And that's kinda when it hit me, and I've been reminded of it a lot while playing recently. As I got more and more adjusted to Mithra's speed, I had more control, and could use movement alone as bait. I know it sounds so simple in hindsight, but you have to understand how blind and lost I was at the time. So I started to use bait and punish with Mithra, and suddenly the world opened up to me. Not just that, but whiff punishing became a much bigger part of my game plan as well. That's how they do it, I thought. I've cracked the code. They just bait and whiff punish using their speed all the time. Realizing that I can play Mithra more patiently and wait for my opponent to strike first was a very enlightening moment for me. I started to enjoy her a lot more after that. I thought you always had to be in the opponent's face when you play Rushdown, but that's not necessarily true. With rushdown characters, it's really about dictating the pace of the match, and you get to speed up or slow down as you like. That's definitely part of it, and there's a lot more to learn, but at least I had made the first step. Also, I'm aware that bait and punish is just a playstyle, and it can be countered by not taking the bait. It's not the end all be all, it's just one way Mithra can be played. And I think that more or less sums up my journey with Aegis thus far. I didn't really expect Mithra to be the biggest hurdle for me learning Aegis, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I would love to hear your stories and experiences, so please let me know what your journey was like. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please boop the like button for me, and subscribe for more Aegis videos. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.